Okay, so in this session, we're going to be talking about rebasing in Git. And of all the topics I've covered so far, this is the first one where I had some confusion myself, and it took me a while before I understood it to my satisfaction. So this might be an interesting one. First, to get started, I'm going to review merging. Now, in Git, when you're on a certain branch and you enter git merge some other branch, you're modifying the branch you're on and you're merging the other branch into the branch that you're on. And I've already went over this, but there is the fast forward merge. Um, and in this depiction, um, I'm doing this a little bit backwards than the way I presented it previously and how other people presented. Um, Here you have like a series of commits, and then the series of commits is cut off short for branch 2, but it continues on for branch 1. And when you're on branch 2 and you enter git merge branch 1, which is the other branch you're not on, that updates the branch that you are on, branch 2, and gets it up to speed to branch 1 here. And it might be more helpful to kind of look at the um, series of commits for the various branches separately. So I have this diagram. This is branch 1, which goes up to A, B, C, D. And this is branch 2, which only goes up to A and B. And then while on branch 2, if I enter git merge branch 1, I update branch 2 so that it goes up to D, commit D, and basically like replays all the commits that haven't been done in branch 2 that were on branch 1. So this is how fast forward merge, and you can see this is the new part that's added to the graph of commits. Okay, then there's the three-way merge, which is here, depicted here. And in this depiction, um, imagine that we are on branch 1, that's the current branch, and you're trying to merge branch 2 into branch 1. So you enter git merge branch 2, and because there's this divergence of commits, when you perform the merge, it tries to combine the merges in such a way that it can make this kind of graph where um, the two sequences converge back to a common commit. And again, it might be helpful to view the two uh, branch histories separately. And you can see here, this is branch 1, this is branch 2. We're on branch 1, and we enter git merge branch 2, and then either the three-way merge occurs with no issues, or there's like a conflict, merge conflict that you resolve. But in the end, you end up with this graph for branch 1. And so, and branch 2 is left like this. Now, sometimes um, this type of having this kind of non-linear graph structure uh, might be a bit unnecessary if the commits that diverge in your history um, are minor, and it might not be worth having this diverging graph structure, and maybe you want to just keep things linear. In that case, instead of doing a merge, you would want to do what's called a rebase. And a rebase is designed to essentially combine commit histories while keeping the history linear. And the way this is done is, so let me go here. Okay, now imagine you have this diverging commit history and you're on branch 2 and you want to combine all these commits into a linear structure. What you would do is uh, call or enter get rebase branch 1, where branch 1 is the branch you're not on. It's the other branch. And what it's going to do is it's going to take, essentially, it's going to go back. So this is your latest commit here, right? And it's going to go back in terms of the commit histories until it gets to the base of the divergence between branch 1 and branch 2, which is located here. And then it'll play all the commits of branch 1 up to the latest one, right? And then what it's going to do is it's going to take all the commits of branch 2 and move them on top of the history of branch 1 so that they end up uh, depicted uh, the way it's shown here. Um, and it might be better to view the two branches, the histories of the two branches separately. So here you have branch 1 and it has commits A, B, and C. And in branch 2, it has the sequence of commits A, B, D, and E. And when you're on branch 2 and you enter get rebase branch 1, which is the thing you're not on, it's going to take the sequence of commits of branch 1, which is this. It's going to um, play those sequence of commits so that they're part of branch 2, and then it's going to place those sequence of commits after the base of divergence that are part of branch 2, and it's going to play on top of all the things that it played up until so far from branch 1. So the new structure is going to be a linear structure going A, B, C, that's from branch 1, and then followed by D prime and E prime as the additional commits. So um, now the specific commits are going to have to be different. They're going to have a different commit ID and stuff like that because um, you're making changes on a different um, on top of a different stack of commits. So the history is going to be different, and the specific um, data associated with the commits is going to have to be different. And so inevitably, this kind of command rewrites the branch history, which is a little um, dangerous when you're working with other people. So you do have to approach this with caution, um, and make sure you don't cause any confusion where it can be avoided. So to reiterate, you're on branch 2, and um, when you call get rebase branch 1, it's gonna take set aside these commits for a bit. Then it's going to take the commits from branch 1, replay them from the base, and then essentially try to recreate the commits from branch 2 and place them on top to obtain this kind of structure. Okay? And this will update branch 2 to look like this. And afterwards, let me, okay. Now sometimes you could have run into conflicts as well, just like with merge conflicts, and then you'd have to resolve them. Um, you can run into those issues as well, and it's very similar to resolving merge conflicts. Once git rebase operation has been successful, you usually would want to go back to branch 1 and then enter git merge branch 2 so that it performs this fast forward merge so that the two different branches are then synchronized um, and have the same history. That would be something that might make sense in a lot of circumstances, um, where you perform a fast forward merge after on branch 1 after doing a rebase on branch 2. Um, so hopefully that was clear, and hopefully these diagrams, especially uh, these that show the history of separate branches, have made things somewhat clear. Um, let's see if we can perform a demonstration now. So I'm gonna go here, and we're on the master branch. Now let's say I make some kind of minor change on the master branch, or someone else would make a change. Usually that's the reason why you would want to do these merges or rebases. So I change this comment to find file paths. Okay, and then I write git commit a changed comment in prog.py like that, and then git branch, let's see, let's get branch 2, sorry, git checkout branch 2. Okay, then I make some changes on branch 2. Let's see. Okay, git commit okay, and then let's say I do another change. Okay, commit am script in okay, and now I look at get log one line graph all, and I see that seems like we are on, so there's a divergence here of commit histories. All right, so how are we going to deal with this? Well, right, this is in the master branch, changed comment in new prog.py. We will perform, so this is where we're at right now. I made 2 commits in branch 2, D and E, and there was one minor change in branch 1, so there's commit C. And I'm going to perform this rebase by entering git rebase branch. Oh, but in this case, the other branch, so I'm on branch 2, but the thing I want to rebase with is the master branch. So I'm going to write master. Okay. Status. Okay. Looks like, so this says it's successfully rebased and updated. So now branch 2 is supposed to look like this, where it has the commit from the master branch followed by these additional commits that I just made on branch 2. So let's take a look. Git log graph one line all, and we see now the history here, the recent history is now linear for branch 2, and master is just merely behind branch 2, rather than having this divergence depicted here with these branches. Now we have just merely that the master branch is just behind branch 2, and we can see this here in this last few lines at the top. And let's take a look. Right, so now we see this comment has been altered. So that is the commit that said changed comment in new prog.py. And then these other 2 commits that I made on branch 2 are put on top of that master branch commit, like this in here. So you can just check, right? So we have this more script comments, and these lines are more compact. There's less like vertical spacing. Yep. So we've managed to combine the commit histories while keeping the commit history linear for branch 2, which keeps things neat and tidy. But on the other hand, it had to rewrite the history a little, which is a little iffy. So you have to be careful. And then the last thing is we would want to update the master branch as well to get it up to speed. So we'll just write git check out master like this, and then git merge. I'm on the master branch, and the thing I'm not on is branch 2. So I'm going to write branch 2. And it performed a fast forward merge as you'd expect. And I could have written git rebase branch 2 as well. It would have had the same effect, because if if you don't have this divergent structure, then rebasing and merging is essentially the same process. It's only when you have this divergent structure that you want to linearize is where rebase makes a difference. Now I did this, and now I can just get log on the line, graph all, and now both branch 2 and master are up to date with the same history, and they're synchronized. And that's something you will want to do when you're working with other people with a remote repository, either on a server or on GitHub. Um, okay, so that's how rebasing works. Hopefully that was somewhat clear, and if it isn't, try to review the graphs I made. Um, yeah, okay.